Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Gemini. If Gemini is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so, our card tonight is the Seven of Discs, which has everything to do with failure. Okay, and let's go ahead and see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. And so if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. So we have the number here, 713. 3 emphasized. So it looks like we kind of have this werewolf figure here. You can see the body is kind of, well, as you would think the werewolf would look, right? And the legs, that's the one that does it for me, is the way these legs kind of came out there. Next to, and this one looks like, it reminds me of Ishtar. If you have ever seen any of the reliefs with Ishtar, well, I think there's only a couple maybe. I don't know. The one I'm thinking of, she's standing with the lion with her, you know. I'm trying to think. Let me look so I'm not incorrect here. Let's see. Ishtar relief. No, that's not the one. That's the Rishkagol. Okay, this is the one. Yeah, where she has her wings. There's the lion. I think she's with Nurgle, if I remember right, beneath her, kind of coming out of the ground there. Yeah, so, and I don't know that I can show this on here, but you can look it up. It's, well, and this one's a different one where she has the Venus, I think it's the Venus, or maybe that one is the sun. I don't know. Well, anyways, I could go on about this all day long. You watching me look through the internet said things that I know a little about. So we have the werewolf. We have Ishtar, who is synonymous with Venus, right? And so this goddess, who is the goddess of love and fertility and marriage and you know, both sides of that, right? The beautiful, the loving, the wonderful, the splendid, but also the harsh realities of, which are many, right? So we have this werewolf, we have this lunar energy, we have this Venus energy, we have this kind of wild primordial beast, something that is kind of uncontrolled, this sense of really working to, you know, maintain this grounded effect, this, you know, keeping yourself together and focused and on task. And then there is that real lunar energy that comes in and just transforms, right? And the lunar energy often is related to this kind of very emotional, the tides coming in and going out, kind of vacillating through different moods and thinking things that you're thinking about, the illusionary effect of the night, right? And the moon shining upon the night and casting shadows, which are, you know, they're illusionary. And so, you know, kind of can be scary, feeling out of control of self, feeling kind of at the whim of whatever's going on, right? And how it affects you. And I feel like there is a real intentional movement towards kind of having more control, or at least, and it's not even containing this or changing necessarily your kind of mercurial nature, but to put it to use. Okay. Being a creative, making art, writing, dancing. When you get into these modes of, you know, kind of coming loose from whatever the norm is in your life, allowing yourself to take that opportunity to let go of things that don't necessarily serve you well anymore, right? I don't know about you, but when I'm in a place where things are okay, when they're going along just fine, I don't necessarily want this thing anymore. I don't want this configuration. I don't want to play this role anymore. I don't want to be with this person anymore. I don't want to live in this place anymore. I don't, you know, whatever it is. But I'll put up with it because it's not that bad. Sometimes it's even pretty good. It doesn't feel authentic to me, but I'll deal with it. This is the life I created, and this is I got here, so I'm going to you know, deal with it. Well, then these moments happen, right? The werewolf comes out. And instead of, you know, tearing everything to shreds, destroying, burning the life down, no, don't do that. Yeah, making those decisions. You know what? I'm going to look for a different place to live. You know what? This relationship is not going to work anymore for me. And you know what? In a few days, I might not feel exactly the same, but I'm going to make the decision now when I have the ability, the courage, the lunar, the lunar agency to do so, right? And then we have Ishtar. Okay, and this is a mother of mothers. This is she is not one to you know, mess with, not at all. She is well, she's the origin of a lot of composite goddesses down the line. Okay. She is often kind of in conjunction, or, you know, whatever, with Ishtar, who is a night goddess, who is the underworld goddess. Now, Ishtar being Venus, yeah, Venus does disappear at times, right? We don't see her. Sometimes she's the evening star, sometimes she's the morning star, sometimes she's not out there at all. She doesn't show up. These are the times in mythology where she goes to the underworld. Now, she is not the queen of the underworld, but she visits. And the mythology behind that is pretty crazy. You have to go read it if you haven't. Talk about some drama. But she sees herself to safety. She gets out of this predicament. She rises once more. Okay. And this is the thing about a Gemini, right? You're not afraid to go through the cycles of your life. You're not afraid to do the hard thing. You're not afraid to take chances. I think this is why to some degree people don't understand Geminis, or they think that maybe you're a lot, or you like kind of, I don't know, or like kind of a show off, or just always, every time you see a Gemini person, they're kind of on something else. They're doing, one day they're like a dental technician. Next time you see them, they're like, selling merch at like a fish concert or something. And you're like, how did that happen? And I think people are jealous of this energy. I'm just going to say it. People are petty. They're jealous. But I think that there's this ever-changing, this kind of, just survival. Not always in survival mode, but you're a survivor. You go to the places that most people would be too afraid to go to. You take risks. Sometimes you win, sometimes, you fail. And that's why when I saw this card, I thought, oh goodness. But that's me as a Virgo, right? You as a Gemini, it's like, bring it on, because I'm going to make something of this energy. Yeah, I'm learning lessons. I'm figuring out what doesn't work for me. This isn't the end of anything. It's the beginning of something else, right? The failures are blessings. Nobody knows that more than a Gemini, because you're not going to just lie down and give up. Never, right? So it's on to the next thing. And that's what this is, that Ishtar energy. You know that everything in its right time. Everything has its cycles. Okay? And I don't think that you're failing at anything. I feel like you're coming out of a time where, maybe there was some stuff that didn't go the way that you wanted to, but now you're getting it, you're getting on to the next thing. You're getting on to the next thing. And I know that because we have a person on a horse right here. You can see the person's head, there's their body, and here's the horse, right? Look at this. There's even, this is funny because it reminds me kind of Beauty and the Beast, that like rose which I don't know if I like that symbolism, but the rose contained, the mystery contained. I think it's virginity contained. I don't know. It's weird. I'm not going to muse on that. I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. So we have the horse being ridden into the next, right? You're on the trail. Look at this posture too. Head up. Absolutely. No sense of, of course we all worry a little bit, but there's no sense of like surrender. There's no sense of kind of being worn down by this. This is an adventure for you. Now we also have a dog up here. So I feel like there is somebody in your life who is quite loyal to you. And they're important because I feel like they're helpful for you during these transitional periods. This is somebody who has always been by your side, or they're always going to be by your side. And I think that they are in the reading because it's like confirmation that this is somebody that you honor, right? Go out of your way to be with this person, to see them, to talk to them, to check in on them. Because this is a person that always is like singing your praises, always, interested in how you're doing. They ask you, they're one of the few people that are like really in earnest, like, how are you doing? What's going on? I don't know about you, but like the older you get, or I don't know, maybe it's the state of the world and everybody's just so bombarded by so many things. Not a lot of people genuinely caring about one another, checking in on one another. So when you have that, make sure you take care of that kind of relationship. It's important. And you'll be very, very sad if you don't keep it, keep the health of the relationship good. Now, we do have that mystery contained. So I feel like this is a time where you're getting into this place where there's something about yourself I don't feel like this is the outer world. I feel like this is something about you. You are finding out something about yourself that it feels pretty fundamental, but it's maybe something you haven't thought about a lot, right? And this could be like something that you find that you love, like a new career path, or maybe this is, you find that you want to live somewhere else. You go to the ocean for the first time and you realize, okay, now I know I belong near the water. I've been living my whole life in Nevada or something. And I went to the ocean and I'm thinking of Santa Cruz, right? I went to Santa Cruz and I saw the ocean. I put my feet in the water and I thought, this is what has been wrong the whole time. I need to be near water, right? And this is like a fundamental part of who you are. Maybe not something other people care about that much, right? It's not something you ask on a date. Like, do you like to live near water? Or are you somebody that likes to live in an arid place, right? Do you need water to ease your soul, right? But I do. I think this is a time where it's like, okay, I'm finding something about myself that's really important. For me, I was just thinking, and this is kind of a silly one, I realized that I can only use Castile soap. I can't use anything with fragrance in it. And that was life-changing for me. I always would get like eczema and stuff from different things. And I realized at some point, somebody told me about Castile soap, and then I've tried different kinds. I finally found the one, which is, I'm not going to shout it out, but if you really want to know, you can email me or comment or whatever. But yeah, you just find things out and it's like a game changer, right? It changes how everything kind of aligns in your life, even if it seems like really minimal. And listen, finding the right soap could change everything. I sleep better. I don't feel so weird in my clothes. My clothes always I always felt itchy and everything felt weird, and I was always, I don't know, it's like sensory stuff. And then it really helped. It changed the whole, I'm not so grumpy just because of that. So you never know. Now we have all these birds. Okay, so I see one, two. I saw one up here on the plate too. So I feel like there is somebody really trying to get through for you, and I've been trying to get towards what is this thing that they want to tell you, or who is it? Who is it? Now, I feel like this is, I keep thinking this is like a grandfather, uncle, somebody older, masculine. I'm seeing a camel here. So I feel like this is somebody who, I don't know, maybe they went somewhere where they have a picture with a camel. Or maybe they, partook in that nasty habit that, that has the camel on it. They had a camel hat. And I'm not going to say nasty. Listen, I did that thing for 17 years and it was hard to quit, but I did. So, you know, I say nasty because that's what everybody calls it, right? The nasty habit. But I'm guilty as well. I absolutely, and I quit. Listen, I'm almost 40. I did the thing for 17 years and I quit like 10 years ago. So do the math. It's horrific. We were all so young back then when we were starting. So, you know, but yeah, something like that with a camel. And I just feel like there's maybe like a birthday coming up. And I'm thinking like they transitioned. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, you must know that they transitioned, but I feel like you weren't around. Maybe you didn't go to like the funeral or something, you lived maybe too far away. But there's like this emphasis on like picnics for some reason. Maybe like going to picnics as a family, maybe. And I can just think of this person's laugh. Like they're just laughing. And I think it's just somebody, like you really admired them. But I don't think that you ever really got a chance to know them too well. But for some reason, there's a link between you two, and they're visiting you. They've been visiting you, so you know, and I think that even you have been getting the message or the kind of like the synchronicities, the little signs. But I don't know that you necessarily connected to this person yet. You just know that something's going on. Okay, so we're gonna look over here. I have an axe. I have another bird. This one's on a nest. And let's see, what is this one? Okay, so it's a person standing, kind of pointing up at the sky. We have a goldfish. That's wonderful. The goldfish is one of the like best symbols we can get. The goldfish is like good health, longevity, prosperity, all of those wonderful things. And you know what's funny is, look, it's right next to the crescent moon. So that tells me that you like leaning into that lunar, where we had the werewolf, right? Leaning into your connection to that lunar energy. That it helps you break through things that you might otherwise kind of just put up with. Now, making those changes in your life, even when you're in these kind of heightened emotional, you know, places, it's going to end up leading to a lot of goodness in your life, a lot of prosperity, abundance. Okay. I also think that, you know, in some ways it's pretty good for your health because you relinquish the stress of living a life that is not your own. Not just staying somewhere because it feels like the right thing to do. And then you just kind of, you live in lament and melancholy and stress and anger and rage and, you know, all those things. No, because you are willing to kind of walk away. And that's hard for people to understand. But I think a lot of people admire it, even if they don't realize it. Now we have the axe. So I know that there's a sense of hard work building towards those fires, right? Building the passion, building the creativity, creating a space for yourself in your life where you are just aflame with, you know, spirit and love and an opportunity. Okay, but with the axe, we know you're doing the work there. Okay. Now we have the bird in the nest. So that tells me that there's a sense of finding home, finding a place that, at least for now, feels like home. Okay. You feel comfortable. You feel safe. This is my space. I can rest here and feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. And then we have the person up here pointing towards the sky. So that to me is the star card, okay? And the star card is those goals, right? The long-term goals. And so working towards the goals, not losing sight of, those things that you really, really know that you want to do with your life. Staying true to that path. And continuing to do whatever you have to do to get there. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead and see. We have the Wild Offering Oracle cards. And I'm just going to... Oops. They just fell out of my pocket. All right. And I'm just going to go ahead and flip through here. And we're going to stop where it feels right. And it says, enjoyment, striving, and pushing makes life into endless hard work. The more you're inviting love to take over, the more enjoyment comes. Allow me to enjoy this life, dear Lord. And that's, for me, that's it, right? Gemini people have the ability to make the changes, the difficult changes, the things that, maybe people are like, that's kind of selfish, or why would they do that, or whatever. But you're making the changes that you need to because you want to live your life and you want to enjoy your life and you want to have the life that you envision for yourself, right? And that's the thing, it's hard for people to understand because most people are kind of imprisoned in their own, constructs in their mind, their conditioning and everything else. And they just stay in the same place. They don't deviate. And that, that's just not you. So, I love it. I love it. And I have a Gemini daughter and I'm learning so much from her because she just does the things that she wants to do. She's very vocal about what she does not want to do. Some things she has to, like brushing her teeth or washing her hands or, things like that. But she is so fully her own self that I'm 40-year-old mama and I'm looking at my 4-year-old daughter and thinking, what a glorious being. I mean, just absolutely something so divine, right? And I don't know. It gives me so much hope even for myself. The little things that I'm able to learn from her and implement myself. It is the ultimate blessing. So, Gemini, I love you. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps the channel. And if you haven't subscribed, think about doing that. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. Also, if you have a channel, a business, some kind of service you want to advertise, go over to the community section. There is a post there where you can comment a link or, some information for people to go look at your channel or contact you or whatever. We do these, I say we, my husband and I, my husband over at Dove and Serpent Tarot, Paul, of course. We like to do these posts every once in a while because we want to help support the community. We want eyes on your work. We want you to get new followers. We want you to get new customers, get new clients. There's enough room for all of us here to grow, right? We're not going to squander these little platforms that we have and, you know, just keep them to ourselves. I want other people to be able to rise and grow their dreams and their businesses as well. And this is a little way that we can do that. So please, and even if you don't have something to put there, go look at all of the many people who are posting, not only on my channel, but on my husband's channel. He has the same post up. Go look at his. There are a lot over there as well. And go check out some of the people sharing their talents and their work and everything else. They, you know, we all need to lift each other up. I fully believe that. So with that, I will tell you again, I love you. Take care of yourself. We're going to talk in a few days. Good night. Oh, and happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, wait, no. Is it Gemini season yet? Oh, it's coming up. Yes, in a few days. I don't even know what day it is. What is it? The 15th. So in a few days. It's almost Gemini season. Pretty soon here. All right. Happy birthday soon. All right. Love you. Bye-bye.